Hello everyone, my name is Cassie and today I'm here to predict your future. Okay, I am sensing that you are still watching this video. Whoa, crazy. Wait, don't leave. Wait, stay, please stay. Over the past, my life, I have decided that I am really weird. And along with the paranormal and the accident prone and all of the weird stuff that happens to me, another thing is I tend to predict events. Now, do I predict anything cool? Of course not. I don't predict anything cool like when the next bombing's gonna be so I can save the world. I don't predict anything cool. I just predict little tiny things, or I don't know. I'm not no psychic twins, okay? God, give me a break. So I thought I would share with you guys some stories of when I have predicted the future. The first thing, and my earliest memory of me predicting the future, was one morning. I was about 8 years old and I woke up and sat out of bed after my mom had just woken me up, and I sat out of bed and I said, Jakers is gonna die today. But Jakers was my cat. And that was the first thing to come out of my mouth. Jakers is gonna die today. Now my mom looked at me like I was insane, like I didn't know what I was talking about, and she said, yeah, okay. Jakers isn't gonna die today, Cassie. You're good. You're good. Normally what we would do is we'd fill up our bath and plug the drain, and that's how he would drink the water. I don't know. It was a weird cat, okay? Weird cat for a weird person, okay? I filled up the drain and he used to like get really excited about it, and he just kind of stood there over the water. And I looked at my mom and I said, Jakers is gonna die today. And she said, no, I don't think so, Cassie. Well, long story short, my cat started to decline. My mom told me to go play video games, so I was playing video games. 10 minutes later, she came and got me, and my cat's laying on the floor. And sure enough, Jakers takes his last breath, he looks up at me, and then lays down and dies. And I don't even remember being sad about it. I was just like, Jakers is gonna die. So that's what happened. The second story that I have is when I went into 6th grade. When I was going into 6th grade, I had a parent-teacher-child meet and greet where you meet the teacher before you actually go into the school. Well, I met him and I went with my mom, and after we were done, she said, wow, that teacher is so great and I love his learning style and he's so cool and blah, blah, blah. And I said, he's off. He is so off. He's so weird. Something about him, he's not okay. Well, as I go through the school year, I find out that he is very, very, very insane, to say the least. And I hope he doesn't find me and murder me. He is insane. Oh, wait, he can't find me because you'll find out why in a minute. As the year goes on, he gets very abusive. He would throw stuff at us as children when we would get like something wrong or we wouldn't understand something. He threw staplers at us. He threw markers at us. He would throw stuff at us, literally huge stuff when we didn't understand something. Finally, us as a group of kids started speaking up to the parents, started speaking up to the principal, and no one believed us. No one. He had this mini fridge in his classroom full of ice packs, but in reality he would take McDonald's cups and fill them with alcohol and drink alcohol during our class, and no one ever believed us. No one ever did, until one day my mom was in the classroom stuffing folders in the back, and one day he flipped and forgot she was sitting in the back of the room and started throwing stuff at us, and she was sitting right there. Now one day my teacher stopped showing up for class. He didn't show up the next day. He didn't show up the next day. He didn't show up the week. And finally, my mom started calling around, or I don't know how she ended up finding the information, but she did end up finding the information that he was being held in jail. And because it was public, she was able to find out that he murdered his wife. He was the most horrible person in the entire world. Good thing I was in a classroom with him for most of my 6th grade life. So great. The third story is I was driving downtown and I got this weird instinct because I have all my shoes in the garage, and I picked up 2 shoes and got in the car. And while I was sitting there, I said, Cassie, you better check your shoes because you have 2 different shoes. And I was like, wait, no, I don't. Like, this is me having conversations with myself. I was like, no, I don't. I grabbed 2 shoes. I know what shoes I grabbed. Sure enough, when I get to the studio, guess who has 2 different shoes? I do. And I was like, gosh dang it. If I would have just looked down, because I don't drive with my shoes on. If I would have just looked down at the ground when I said that I should have to myself, I would have not been able, and I wore no shoes, but it was fine. It was all good. My last story is one day I woke up, I was going to school, and I was feeling super depressed for no reason whatsoever. I was so sad. I was so upset. Something was horribly wrong, and I could just feel it. I just felt like something was so wrong. I couldn't get out of bed. I was so unmotivated, and I ended up being an hour late to school. As my parents start to drive me to school, I get a call from my friend on my cell phone, and he said, Cassie, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want you to freak out. I said, oh God, here it is, because I had this gut instinct that something was wrong. I couldn't figure out what it was. I'm like, okay, tell me what's wrong. And he said, your friend Austin committed suicide. So that was really hard for me and really good for me because I was able to kind of cope with things on my own without being in the school environment at that point. So I was so lucky that I was late that morning because I got to kind of let everything out while I was there surrounded by my family. It was just really weird that I woke up feeling completely off and completely out of it. So am I really psychic? Am I just a really good judge of character? Is it just a woman's intuition? I have no idea what is wrong with me. But yeah, that's my psychic story and I'm sticking to it. If you guys have had any weird psychic moments in your life, you should let me know down in the comments so I don't feel so weird. I'll see you guys in my next video.